What up, bitches? It's a misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers. And I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. Hey, I know there's been a lot of shit going on as far as this whole Jussie Smollett case, or Jussie Smollett, as some people are calling him. I'm not calling no grown man Juicy, man. I ain't doing that shit. But you know, I just want to sit back because there's a lot of shit that that has came by, and I was gonna come in at the end and do a celebratory video when this dude finally gets fucking charged, because he has to be getting charged at this point. But you know, I had one or two people ask me to comment, especially on the Good Morning America situation, and so let me just get into some of that here. We all know the situation with Jussie Smollett. I'm saying Jussie Smollett. God damn it! Fuck all y'all that are saying Juicy, man. Jussie Smollett. You know, this is the guy who claimed he was in Chicago at 2 a.m, getting Subway, walked out, got approached by two white supremacists in a polar vortex, got beat up, and they threw a noose around his neck and threw bleach on him, yada, yada, yada. You know that story, okay? So this Negro finds himself on Good Morning America being interviewed by Robin Roberts. And it's just, God damn it, that interview was so goddamn cringy. You saw the crocodile tears and him being a thug at the same time. Mind you, this guy references himself as the gay Tupac, which is just beyond me, because Tupac never got... Tupac never had to make hoaxes up, you know what I mean, for relevance. Shit happened to him that's documented. But anyway... yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about that whole interview. Look, I don't believe this dude. 99.99999% of me says that he's full of shit. Now, I'm keeping that 0.0001% open for the possibility that it could be true, because there is a possibility, but my better half says, fuck you, Jussie, you're full of shit. And I already did a video stating why I believe that shit. Shout out to Akatunde Nation TV, by the way. He's been on top of this. I just subscribed to this guy the other day. Dude, every breaking story, this dude has been dropping shit. And I love his content. And I know he was supposed to be doing shit with my man, O'Shea Duke Jackson. So shout out to both of y'all, too. But Akatunde, I don't know if you're Nigerian, which is funny because he did a Nigerian accent in his video where he broke, where it was two Nigerian brothers that Jussie Smollett paid to stage this whole thing. And these Nigerian brothers he knows are extras off of Empire, off of the show that Jussie's on. And so, long story short, you know, the cops get a hold of these guys, and they roll on this dude because they didn't charge these guys. These guys walked. They weren't even in Chicago PD custody a full day. These guys walked out of there, and that tells me that they rolled on them. And considering the fact that it's out now, like supposedly they said, hey. He paid us to set this shit up. Dude, they got the receipt of the so-called noose that turned out to be a clothesline from Ace Hardware. And then this Negro, Jussie, decides to get a lawyer. And not just any lawyer, Michael Cohen's defense lawyer. Oh my God, dude. Yo, this story is hilarious. How people aren't laughing at this shit. I mean, the world should be laughing at this. I mean, you still have... the liberal media, you still have limousine liberals, aka Hollywood celebrities, that want this to be true. It's not, they don't care one thing about this guy, Jussie Smollett. They don't care. They just want this to be true because they want to be able to turn around and tell you that every Trump supporter is a racist. That's what they want. That's the end game, believe it or not. So, I mean, the fact that this Negro, Jussie, is willing to go this far is hilarious. And dude, he wasn't willing to work with the cops. And by the way, let me address this. This is something that was pissing me off because I was seeing these comments everywhere. You got Negroes running around saying, so we working with the cops now? I mean, well, okay. Jussie was the one who got the cops involved, albeit fucking 45 minutes after the attack, not immediately. With the noose still hanging around his neck. He got the fucking cops involved. Number two, so just because the cops are involved, well, yeah, just because the cops are involved, you're willing to let this Negro sell you some nonsense because you want to believe it. Third of all, what would you do in that situation? Would you wait fucking almost an hour later to call the cops? No, your black asses will call the cops too, because you want these motherfuckers found by any means necessary. And let me tell you another thing. If you Negroes, well, it's not just Negroes. If any of y'all think that this isn't political, it is. This dude, Jussie, caping for Kamala Harris and Cory Booker's anti-lynching law, and that happens to be promoted at the same time, and he got a noose around his fucking neck. Come on, man. Listen, I'm like Judge Judy. I'm like my girl Judge Judy. I don't believe in coincidences. Nope. It's all too perfect. All too motherfucking perfect, man. And shout out to Amazing Lucas. He did a great video on the Good Morning America thing. Let me jump back to that because there was a question. I forget which one. I think Robin Roberts asked him about, well, why didn't you give the phone over? Because you could look at Robin Roberts. I mean, she's in Hollywood. You know, she's very popular. But even you could kind of hear the skepticism in her voice and see it on her face. But anyway, she's like, well, why didn't you why not? Why didn't you want to give the phone over? And then you hear this dude, he sits and his explanation he gives, he pivots mid-sentence because he himself, when he's speaking it and putting it out there, he don't believe his own shit. So he totally curved the topic. He goes, well, why would they do that for? Well, anyway, blah, 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 blah. I believe that was the question that she asked. But shout out to Amazing Lucas. He pointed that out. But yeah, you know, this got Hollywood in a tizzy, the media in a tizzy. But CNN, even CNN is coming back saying, hey, this looks orchestrated. So when CNN is saying that shit, dude, Jussie, man, you drowning, bro. But yeah, and then you got this whole Ellen Page, the chick from Juno, and I think she was in Inception too. She gets her ass on Stephen Colbert's show, crying, crocodile tears. Oh, I showed Jussie all my love. And see, this is thanks to Donald Trump and Mike Pence, especially Mike Pence. He doesn't like people like me, and he believes in conversion therapy. So what? So because one guy believes in something that you're against, I mean, so that means that you're having a horrible time living in the U.S.? No, listen, no one cares that you're a fucking lesbian. No one gives a shit. Stop it. In fact, I would go on a limb to say that gays and lesbians are probably a protected class. Well, not probably. They are a protected class in this society. So cut the bullshit. Stop it. But anyway, yeah, listen, I'm just waiting for the liberal spin on this because, you know, liberals are going to forgive him. I want him to be charged. I want him to go to jail. But we all know that Hollywood and liberal media, they're going to try and walk it back and say, oh, you know, he's depressed or he was just trying to start a national conversation. They're going to spin it somehow. Mark my words. But I'll be back with more on this and more videos, all right? And a celebratory one when this is all over. Everyone else, leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe, and that's it. Peace, bitches.